Hey guys, I just wanted to share with you a interesting and strange, perhaps, alternate picking technique, I guess you could say, that should help you develop your technique in ways that maybe you hadn't even considered. What this involves is picks. Now everybody has a pick that they deem to be their favorite. For me, it's a Jazz 3 style pick, which I've been using for probably close to 30 years now. Up to today, where I'm a Swiss Picks endorsee, and I've been using their products for quite a while, and I'll show you those in a bit. The idea here is that because you have picks that you prefer, you probably also have picks that you do not prefer, and maybe you don't like at all. Maybe you find them clumsy, or you just don't like the tone or the material. What I'm getting at is if you spend some time practicing with those picks, the ones that you hate, realize that somewhere on the planet is a player who's doing amazing work with that pick. What I'm suggesting is spending time working with that pick, and I'm talking about more than just 30 seconds, spend an entire session or maybe an entire week working with that pick. Your goal is going to be to make that pick work for you. But here's the strange thing. The problem is not the pick, it's you, or in my case, me. I'm the one who's not getting the good results from it. It's not the pick's fault. So by working with it and manipulating your technique to make the pick work for us, you're going to end up doing certain things. Maybe you're going to move your hand a certain way, or you're going to tilt it a certain way. It might be how much you let the pick tip graze over the string. Any number of things are going to dictate how well you're able to get that pick to sing for you. So here we have a few examples of picks that I personally would find a little tough to deal with, and each of them for various different reasons. Like, for example, here we've got kind of a standard, Fender medium style pick, which a lot of players start off with, and a lot of people, continue to use to great effect. So again, this is not me knocking a Fender pick, or for that matter, a Dunlop. Great companies, and they do produce picks that I do love. But for me, and the style that I play, and my technique, I find each one of these to be a little hard to deal with. So for this one, I don't necessarily mind the shape of it. It's your standard shape. I've gotten very used to a very pointy tip though, which this clearly does not have. My main issue with this one would just be the flex of it. It's got a little too much flex for me. So this would be ideal for working on my picking technique because it would force me to lighten up a little bit. The reason why I would find this one a bit tough is, again, the point is not very pointy. The other reason here is it's got 1.4 millimeter thickness, which is great, but it's totally squared edge, so there's no bevel at all. So for me, when I play with a pick like this, if there's any angle on it in relation to the string, I get this swishy sound that I actually don't really care for that much, at least not to the degree that I get it with that type of pick. Now with this one, we're getting closer. We do have a pointy tip, which I did say I do like. The 1 millimeter size doesn't bother me. It's not so thin that I find it, hard to work with. For me, this particular one, the point is just so long that it just feels awkward to me. It feels like I'm playing with a shark tooth or something. So this one has that going against it for me. But again, it's a bonus when it comes to practicing with it, because I can eventually learn how to deal with the very, very long tip there. And then, of course, going back to the picks that are more comfortable. So as promised, I was going to show you Swiss picks. These are the picks that I am an endorsee of and have been for several years now. They're all different material types. They are generally the same shape for each one of them. They do come in smaller sizes, like these. I'm gonna go here. These Rusty Cooley, actually, is the endorser of these ones. Now the ones I've got here are a little on the thicker side, 1.8. I believe most of these are 1.8s. So that's the nuclear cheddar. We have the Jason Becker series. These ones are called Blue Cheese. These ones are also Jason Becker related, and this is perpetual cheddar. What part of the reason I really like these picks is, first of all, you have a very clever marketing design. When you have a pick that looks like Swiss cheese, you'll never forget that. And next time you see one, you know exactly what it is. The cool thing for me is that those holes are actually, I don't know if you can see this, I'm trying to show the texture of this and I'm probably not getting it very good. The holes are raised a little bit. So that acts as your grip, along with the pick name there along that hole. They are pointy, they are fairly beveled, so I do like that. And what I like about them especially is the tone that they produce. They produce a very clear tone, thick enough, without a lot of that extra scratch that a lot of picks will give you. So the link for these picks, if you're curious and want to check them out, I'm definitely going to leave in the description box, so by all means check that out. So give this a try. I think you'll find that it doesn't take long to actually see good results with the pick that you didn't think would provide any. And the bonus of it is, when you go back to using your favorite pick, the one that you're the most comfortable with, don't be surprised. Your technique should feel like it's gotten a boost, which is great. I'd be very curious to see how you get on with this idea. And most people just toss a pick that they don't like very much, but I'm gonna challenge you to give it a try and spend a reasonable amount of time with it. I would say a few sessions, maybe a week, and then go back to using your regular pick and let's see what happens.